My brother came over to co-work the other day and he brought me a sandwich that he got from a local shop around here, which was like a baguette with roasted harissa, butternut squash, cranberry jam, and then like a chestnut parsley pesto. So I'm gonna try and recreate that today for lunch. I basically have all the stuff, but I don't have cranberries or cranberry sauce or anything like that, cranberry jam. So I'm gonna have a chili jam that I bought the other day. So we're gonna go and make that now. Just a quick thank you to Squarespace for always supporting my content, but we'll chat about them a little bit later on. So to make this unbelievable sandwich, I very thinly sliced some butternut squash and then I put some olive oil and quite a bit of harissa paste. Don't put it in a bowl and do it like this. I had to then put it into this tray and do it all again because it doesn't spread very evenly in a small bowl, unsurprisingly. I then put it in there in the oven at about 180 for quite a while. Now the pesto I had to completely guess, so I went with a kind of normal pesto recipe. I put garlic, chestnuts, 400 grams, quite a big bunch of parsley, the juice of half a lemon. I also put sunflower seeds and a few almonds. I don't know why I didn't film that, sorry. As you can tell, it's not a very liquidy consistency. I wanted one that was very spreadable. And of course I had to try this mixture together just to make sure that chili jam and chestnut parsley pesto wasn't bizarre. And of course it was delicious. Chili jam is just chili and sugar. I mean, what could be better than that? And then I just layered, so I put quite a bit of pesto on one side of the bread. And then I put quite a bit of chili on the other side of the bread. Now this was supposed to be a whole week, but then the burnout got really real, so this is only 5 days unfortunately. Anyway, then we start layering the butternut squash, some salad leaves for some extra crunch, and that was about it. It's not the highest in protein, but it's just a really delicious, lots of different flavours in there, and I had some extra salad leaves on the side. Look at that. Okay, the next one was let's use up whatever's around. So I made some brown rice. And then I made a kind of pickled cucumber. This is my new favourite thing. I just put some salt and water on it, leave it for a while and then squeeze all the excess water and salt out. And then I also made some pickled red onion, some very quick pickled with sort of some sugar and some apple cider vinegar, so a really sweet one. Again, about 10 minutes I left this. I added some kale because we had some that was about to go off, so I needed to use that up. I chopped some mushrooms up with the kale and just fried that a little bit. For the sauce, I just grated some garlic, some ginger, some peanut butter, soy sauce, I think that's mirin, and some sesame oil and some sriracha, of course. Mixed it all up, added some water just to a better consistency, and then I just put it all together. Really simple, but really delicious. I also had some edamame beans in the freezer and some red cabbage, so we used up some of that too. I really like the different kind of textures in this kind of meal. Very easy, but the sauce makes it, as always. Peanut butter with soy sauce and sesame oil, and it's divine. I also put on some sprouts that I've been growing. You know I love my sprouts. Okay, this day was very much I'm really busy, so thank goodness I'm a meal prepper. I just got out some vegan stroganoff that I made in one of my previous videos, I think. Yeah, I think I made that in a video. Anyway, I just had a small one because I wasn't that hungry, but I wanted something fairly light. And then I just wanted to have quite a big salad on the side because I haven't been treating my body that well. I've been going to the gym quite a bit, but I haven't been eating as well as I could. So again, we use what we have, make a quick salad, some greens, cabbage, spring onion, tomato, other lettuce, and some broccoli. I chop the broccoli up small because I'm a child and I can't bear to eat big ones. I also put some balsamic vinegar glaze, like clearly has quite a bit of sugar in it, but it's just bloody delicious. I also made some vegan biscotti for my DIY gift video, so I had one of those too. Actually, I lie, I had 3. Okay, again, it's a let's throw something together in 15 minutes kind of day. So we just put in some tofu. I made that cucumber pickle again because it was so good. I added some balsamic vinegar this time. I really liked cooking my tofu in balsamic vinegar. Just tastes good to me. And got some Brussels sprouts going because it is winter and we love Brussels sprouts. I shoved them in as well with the tofu. And then I had some lentils that I needed to eat up. So again, I hate wasting food. Like I really hate it. So I just shoved those into a bowl to add to my mixture. This is kind of like a semi-warm and cold salad. I also made some broccoli and cut up a lot of parsley that we had. I love parsley as well. Tiny bit of red onion, smush it all together. Put in some of the tofu. I think I only ate about half of that tofu and Brussels sprouts. Put in some olives that we needed to finish, some rice. Always love rice. And then a lot of tahini. I put about 3 teaspoons on. I love tahini. I love those healthy fats. And my cucumber. And that's it. Really simple. Oh yeah, and of course broccoli, cut up like a child. But that's how I get it in. I also put some hummus on the side, but I didn't film that because I'm very forgetful. Now, this was a Saturday, which is why we're doing quite an elaborate meal, and I am making Rainbow Plant Life's vegan chili mac. I made this in another video, I think, but this time I added a few different things. I added some red wine and I added some Cavolo Nero kale as well, just because I had it. I'll put the full recipe for this in the description because it's obviously not mine, so I would prefer you to go and check out Nisha's video because I've got to give credit where credit's due. She's such a phenomenal cook that she deserves all the credit. I'm just the kind of person that likes to experiment by using other people's recipes. That's how I personally have learned how to cook over the last year. I've tried really hard to try and find lots of different recipes from different content creators, from different cooks that I found, from different cookbooks that my mum has, and just try to really explore the different flavours of the world. I've also become obsessed with adding red wine to literally everything. I wouldn't usually put wine in my food during the week, but it's Saturday and I'm home alone, and I have been home alone for I think a week now, so I think I deserve a little luxurious Saturday lunchtime, you know? I literally made enough for an army. So I had lots of leftovers for when my parents got back. And the only thing I changed as well was I had tofu instead of tempeh. I don't love tempeh, but also I only had tofu, so I thought best to use what I already have. And I also added some nutritional yeast. When you have a sunny day or a nice day outside, you have to make the most of it, especially in the winter, because they are few and far between. If you liked it, give it a like. I just want to say a massive thank you once again to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Squarespace gives people a powerful and beautiful online platform from which to create your website. You can connect with your audience and generate revenue through gated members-only content, manage your members and send email communications, and leverage audience insights. I love creating a community over on Squarespace because I can use their fully integrated commenting system that supports threaded comments, replies, and likes. So if you're interested, head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/sustainablyvegan to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. I'm going to give that a solid 4 out of 10. Would not buy again. No offense.